I can help bring new tradition and hopefully keep the old tradition as well. Because it's not fun going into the school when you've lost, especially to rivals.
Right. And when did you play at Gibbs?
Well, now, if I tell you that, that's going to tell you my age.
Well, okay. Well, that's...
It was a long time ago. It was back in the 90s. I graduated in 99.
Let's go fishing. You know it's really great. Let's go fishing. In the rivers and on the lakes. Let's go fishing. It's easy when you try. Floating on the water with good old Steve and Mike. Floating on the water with good old Steve and Mike.
Hey, good evening, folks, and welcome to the Let's Go Fishing Show. And I don't know what Mike's going to have to do, but we're going to have to change the name of the show or something, Mike.
Yes.
We're not catching many fish, I'll tell you that. That's for sure.
No, that's for sure.
I want to wish all the mothers out there a happy Mother's Day this weekend. Sunday being Mother's Day, and want to thank all of you mothers, and like I said, wish you all a very, very happy Mother's Day. All righty, say hello to Dad, to Bill, Paul, Mike Pennington, Jerry Graham, old Ed Galt.
Oh, yeah.
Hadn't heard from Ed in the last couple of weeks.
Right.
Be good to hear from him. Give us a little bit of fishing report and that kind of thing. I did hear, we're trying to, got Dylan in there searching. There's 3 or 4 of them guys that had on their phones at work today. This gentleman had a 6 pound and 4 ounce or something like that, bluegill, caught out in Arizona. Man, that thing was a whopper. I'm telling you. If I could catch him regular around here, I wouldn't fool with nothing else.
Yes, sir. He's bigger than that Billy Bass thing you got there.
Oh, Lord, yeah. I'm telling you. I hope we can find that picture and get it and show it to you all if you hadn't already seen it. But it was a dandy. And another thing, there was a 9-8, I think, caught at Watts Bar this past weekend. And I saw pictures of that fish, and I didn't think a thing in the world about having that boy to send it to me, or we'd have it on the show. And I'll try to get that tomorrow and then have it for next week. But, man, it was a pretty bass. There ain't no 2 ways about it.
Yes, sir.
It looked really good. Kept trying to zoom in on the tail and see if there's any. The fish, it didn't have a big old belly like it's full of eggs or anything. Don't know if it already laid its eggs out or what have you. I kept trying to look on the tail there and zoom in and see if it had been fanning or anything like that. Couldn't really tell. And but boy, sure was a nice looking fish. I'm telling you, I hope that's just a little bit of what we hope to see a whole lot of here in the next few years.
Yes,
all right?
Yes,
And the guy that had the picture said he thought that the fellow that caught it on a Carolina rig.
Yes.
I'm not going to guarantee that, but anyway, that's what he said. But it doesn't surprise me.
No, me either.
I mean, them dang fish, they're watching for things getting in the water this time of year. And so, the lizards and the crawdads and shad and that kind of thing, yeah, they're always looking for something to eat, Mike.
They sure are. And right now, things is on the move. And it's going to get real good here in the next week or two when this temperature keeps warming on up and that water temperature gets up there and starts hitting that 70 degrees. It's going to be top water heaven down there. Because I'm telling you what, I
Yeah.
mean, that top water bait, and it starts hitting that 70 degrees, it buzz baits or whatever you want to throw on top, it makes some kind of racket, them fish are going to be after it.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a lot of different types of top water bait, whether you're going to get something like a spook and walk the dog with it, or the pawpaw, or the chugger or something, or one with spinners on it, like Old South Bend or the Devil's Horse or something like that, you know. And I know you used to throw that hog stick quite often.
Yeah, I did. I've got about 6 or 8 of them there. That's just like, you know, all the good stuff thrown back on the shelf.
Yeah, and I think Jim had some of them new top water plugs there last year that them boys was using up our Rico or something, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then they come up with one a little better, and I can't remember the name of it. And
That whopper flopper.
well, the flopper, yeah. Heck, I can't remember the name of that plug now.
You got them rivets and toads and stuff like that, you know,
Yeah.
go on there. So it's going to get really exciting down there before too long.
I agree. It's no doubt about it, Mike. It surely will. I tell you what, I'm looking forward to this next month coming
Yes,
up.
sir.
Yeah, it'll be towards the end of the month, and I'm gonna have the black lights out.
Yes, sir.
Sure am. It'll be time for them. Shucks, you go up there and dadgum, just, I mean, you know, there's a lot of smallmouth on the bank, and set the boat in about 15, 16 foot of water and throw towards them trees that's in the water and that kind of stuff. There'll be one get it.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sure will. We'll see how this weather goes, and maybe that'll be a chance for us to get on the water. We're having a hard time right now finding time to go.
That's right. That's
And,
right. And that top water will work up there.
Oh yeah, I saw that is another thing. I should have took a picture of. This boy had a picture, had 5 or 6 nice largemouth laying there on the water. Said the morning's catch on, and they were nice. And I mean, pretty string of fish, and that he'd caught there this morning up there at North. That was about 10 o'clock when he sent that picture in.
Yeah.
So you didn't get to see that one.
Yeah, I seen
Did
it.
you? Yeah. Okay. So that was, you know, another nice bag of fish right there. So the largemouth on the north right now is they're eating.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt about it. They're going out there early and catching them early, and then going home.
Yeah.
So good little bag of fish there that boy had. And
You know, there's a lot of them. It's caught a lot of them rapalas up there on
yeah.
the north, jerking around
Yeah.
the morning there.
Yeah, that used to be a hot bait, buddy.
They see shiner or rapala or something out
yeah.
there.
Sure did.
Even these jerk baits that you get just a regular jerk bait, not a suspending job or something, and it'll do just like the rapala, you know. Keep
Yep.
coming back to the surface there, but it's usually got the rattlers in it.
Mm-hmm. There ain't nothing wrong with that. And I thought that boy had on there, he caught them on top water. Them 6 that he had. Good possibility.
No doubt about that.
There's Mr. Dudley Evans. He's just now slipping in. Good to see you, Dud. That's right. We're trying to figure out how to make that happen. Oh, shucks. But we do hope we can find a couple of those pictures we've talked about. And if you all hadn't seen them, Dylan's still on the hunt in there. See if he can find them. If you're watching the show and you've got some information that we could use, give us a call over here and let us hear from you and see what's going on. I talked to Bill there Tuesday afternoon coming in from work, and the weather got bad on them out there. That was when this heavy rain was moving in, and so they came home, I think it was on Tuesday, and Bill said it was one of the, not the worst, but close to it. You know, he said it just the weather and the wind, and they couldn't stay where they wanted to, you know, to catch the walleye. And they caught a few fish, but he said it wasn't nothing like what they done last year out there this time of year. And so he's looking forward to the next go round, and maybe this next moon coming up. They talked about like they might go back.
Oh yeah,
and, he said they were catching a lot of bass out there, smallmouth and largemouth, and they caught some smallmouth and some largemouth, but they were mainly after them walleye. And he said that dang wind just kept the minnows was all out behind the boat. There wasn't nothing in there on the bank. So doesn't surprise me none there for sure. Let's see, Mike. Heck, there's something else I wanted to pass along to everybody. But anyway, Dylan, take us to a break and come back. All right. Hey folks, here at Tim's Tires, there's the times that they're open. The day, you know, that's 5 days a week. They're open from 8 to 12:30 on Saturdays. All right, folks, we're inside here in the warehouse. Just wanted to give you a quick look at all the tires and stuff they got. And here we are. There's some four-wheeler tires, lawnmower tires, just a mixture of about any kind of tire you want. So keep that in mind. Then here we get into the light truck, automobiles, that kind of thing. So just walk through here and give you a quick look at what they've got in stock here. I mean, you know, it's it's just, I don't know, man. They must be a couple of thousand tires in here right now, if not more. Sizes, shapes. You truckers, you know the word. This is the place to get your tires for your trucks. And these over here, getting a little bigger sizes, light trucks, heavier automobiles, this kind of thing. And as you can just see back through there, it's just, heck, I don't know, this building's probably about 300 feet, one end to the other, and they're wall to wall. Remember Tim's Tires, folks. That's down here on Highway 27 on your way into Harriman, and get the best deals they're going. So give them a call, price check, whatever you want to, and if you want a special tire that they might not have, you could, they'll definitely get it for you. Tim's Tires.
Today.
All right, we're back. Do what now, Mike? Okay, good.
Go ahead.
Folks, do remember our sponsors there. We got started off with Tim's Tires. You know, they got the utility trailer tires down there, just right off hand. That for you? Okay, packs coming in. The utility trailer tires, they've got those there, and along with your automobiles, pickup trucks, that kind of stuff.
Four-wheelers and all.
Yeah.
Got any type tire you want, he's got it for sure. We can get it.
Yeah, that's true, Mike. They've got the four-wheeler tires down there, and ATV tires, you know.
Lawnmowers and all.
Lawnmowers, yeah. So, you know, if you're looking for some tires, that's where I'd start at, right there, and get you fixed up for sure. But do remember them, and if you get in down there, let them know that you appreciate them sponsoring the Let's Go Fishing Show.
That's right.
At Tim, I always try to get him on the first 2 or 3 trips I get to Norris in this time of year, you know, when I get to catching them good, get him up there. He has a ball. He gets into that fishing. I'm telling you, he has a ball, buddy. Especially if he catches 3 or 4 fish, you got to watch him. He'll catch a dozen before you know what's going on. And he really enjoys it, and we enjoy having him with us. Really do. Let's see, Mike. What else we had? Mike and I went fishing there Sunday after church. 4 or 5 hours, I guess. I don't know. We got down there about 1:30. We didn't do much good, Mike.
No, sure didn't.
No, and which we were up in the Emery section of the lake. We caught a few fish on a Cinco and had several more bites. But all the fish, we missed several, but just didn't get anything any size. I mean, we know they just got to be right on the verge of being there, and good possibility they were there, but they just on the nest and wasn't interested in eating at the time. But because of the few fish we caught, I don't think any of them was females.
No, it's little buck bass.
Yeah.
But, I don't think the water's got warm enough, and the fluctuation of the water has been too erratic for them right now. And I think if it gets up there like it's supposed to, a regular pool, and kind of hold it there for a few days, and things might change on them. But
yeah,
especially if it warms up a few more degrees, they'll definitely have spawning on their mind then.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We got on down the lake there, and water was a little cleaner and stuff, but I still didn't see no fish in there moving around in the shallows.
No, carp, saw a lot of carp in the shallows, but I'm like you, I didn't see anything that would make me think that a bass was in there fanning the nest, but I don't know. I'm like you. I think the unstable water level has been a big deal. And then, what was it, 61, 62 degrees?
No, 65.
Well, yeah, okay. Yeah, that's right. So it's getting there, but, 3 or 4 days of sunshine make a lot of difference.
Definitely.
And put the fish in there, on the bed or what have you. At least you'd see some in there fanning, looking for the beds there. They're in that 2 to 3 foot of water. But anyway, there's some fish being caught right now. And okay, another fact's coming in. Just got to get on them. And for sure, that's a fact. You got to hunt for them right now.
Last year there was a lot of milfoil up there in the Emery and just about everywhere else on that lake.
Yeah, there was.
And so far it ain't really had a chance to do much. And I think a lot of that's had to do with the muddy water. And,
yeah.
I think with it being up and down like it was too, but these places that the grass is trying to come on with it. And, where at one time you couldn't even hardly put your boat in up there in the Emery because there was so much grass all around that dock and then on both sides of the ramp.
Yep. Yeah, there was a lot of grass come up there this past year, and even places that I hadn't seen grass in. It's so far in my lifetime, but it was out in Big Emery, along the sandbar and places like that. They was grass are growing, and you know, it was up on top of the water and looking good. Hopefully, it'll come back, you know, this year and be a little bigger.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, without a doubt. So we'll see how it works out. You know, hopefully it'll do it. But the lake was, you know, basically it was still like about a half a foot or more.
Yeah,
being full pool, I guess, and that kind of thing. So hopefully this last rain we had this yesterday and the day before, we'll put it right there where it needs to be. And the fish will move in and catch a lot of them. So hopefully that'll be the case. Let's see what else we got here. Like I said, we've got a little bit of film. We're going to show it here in a few minutes and take a little deal. Dylan, did you have any luck finding that picture? No. Oh, heck. Yeah, okay. All righty. How about showing us the film we got on my camera, would you? All right. All right, we're ready now, Mike. Mike's got another fish on there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, boy. That's getting a little better now, Mike.
Yeah.
Sure is. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Oop, now I got him. Good deal, Mike. All right, back in the water he goes. All right, Mike, there's a little one. Yep, there's a little one.
Sure is. That one knocked the devil out of that one I was throwing.
All right, we're in a good spot. Let's see if Mike can get one there. Well, he didn't get one on that cast. Let's try it again. Yeah, looks good right there, Mike. You ought to get one. All right, we'll give you one more try. Well, I thought there'd be one on that little old stick up there, Mike.
Yeah.
All right, Mike got another small fish there. Yeah. Oh, Mike, I don't know where them good ones is at, do you? But they're doing all right on them little ones.
All right.
There's what it is.
Striper.
Striper, Mike. Come. I thought we was over them.
Huh? What you think?
Yeah. Well, that wasn't much, Mike.
Oh, you didn't get the one I had on that Carolina rig, did you?
No, I didn't. I just getting the camera and he jumped off. Sure did. And I didn't get to film him. The time I got down there and got the camera, well, he done come up to that next to the boat and jumped off. But yeah, you had 2 or 3 bites on that Carolina rig, didn't you?
Yeah. Had a hold of a couple of fish on the sink over there that struck and it got off on me before I could do anything with them.
Yeah.
Around that brush.
Right. Exactly right. That's any kind of structure in the water right now pretty much got a fish on it.
Yeah.
So, you know, they small, a lot of them, but they you can find, and heck, I'm talking about in a foot of water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They get back in there and hide and throw that Seco in there, and there'll be one grab it. You know, let's see a flash and it's gone, for sure.
Even had a few strikes on that jig.
Yeah.
I missed.
Yeah, you sure did. I mean, yeah, we missed some fish down there, but I don't know, you know, don't think they were great big fish by no means, but they was a lot of fish biting, you know.
Yeah.
On the Cinco and that little brown jig you was throwing, for sure. Let's see. Don't know, you know, we were up in that little Emery section there when we first started, and went on down to the clinch and hit a few places there on the clinch, but you know, that didn't pay off either.
No.
And you know, that's just us not having much time on the water and just hitting a few things that we know is out there. And but I was really disappointed that we didn't get on some fish there on the clinch side.
Yes, sir.
You know, they
Of course, they could have been all beat to death there at that high school tournament there on Saturday, didn't
they coming out of Caney Creek. Yeah, sure did.
they?
And then I hear they're having a Sunday morning tournament there out of Little Emery boat ramp.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know how many's participating in it, but you know, last year they had 15, 20, 25 boats in it. So that's a pretty good little crowd right there in that little narrow section.
It sure is. It sure is.
But it's you know, just finding some fish. The boy I work with, his parents had been catching them good stringers of crappie. Said he told me Monday that he said, I think the crappie bite's over. I said, what do you mean, Scotty? He said, well, Mom and Dad's been out and said they didn't catch but 4 or 5.
Did you talk to Tony? I tried to talk to him. I couldn't hardly hear him. There's so much stuff going on, but I thought he said he didn't get to go at all.
Yeah. Over
the weekend. So.
I didn't get to talk to him either, Mike. I don't know what he'd done. I seen him talking to you there. And I said, well, you get to, you know, if he's been, you'll get the lowdown, but so undoubtedly he hadn't got to go either.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, let's see. Do remember Reynolds Racing and Marine, get on their website. They've got a lot of stuff on there. And you know, there's that. They got a 43-pound rapid set anchor, Sea Choice model, and includes a 8-foot chain and 55 feet of rope, and they're $40 each, or 2 for $70. You know, it's they got a lot of information on their website. There at Reynolds Racing and Marine. So do check them out. And I told you last week about that 18-foot boat that they had all those extras on it. It's a aluminum boat, and Express, yeah. Got a lot of good features and stuff. I hope somebody went down there and checked that out. I wanted to go by there and get some film on it, but I hadn't had a chance. And so we may have already sold it. Had that 150 HO on it, and he said it's loaded out pretty good. Had the sea deck in the floor, make it easy to clean, that kind of stuff. So get on their website and kind of browse through there and find something you're looking or interested in, give them a call, go down there and visit and look at it firsthand.
Yeah.
So we do appreciate Reynolds Racing and Marine being a sponsor of the show and keeping us going, Mike.
There's no doubt about it. It comes to them motors and stuff, you ain't gonna beat Glenn at all.
Yep.
Maybe Charlie.
Yeah, let me, no, that's not, Charlie. Hey, William, let me call you back in a few minutes. All right. Okay. Sorry about that. Call from one of the guys at work. I'll call him back.
Yeah.
Let's take a little break. Dylan, take us to another break, will you? All right. Let people know what we represent.
That's what we're all about. We do try to do an honest day's work for the people, and we've got operators from all over the DOE sites, TVA sites, the outside contractors. We're just about everywhere you see a heavy piece of equipment, good chance that you'll see an operating engineer on it, rather it be Barnhard. I'd like to mention them, All Crane, and all of them that's signatory to us. We have over 100 contractors that's signatory to us, so I definitely appreciate those guys all the way in Chattanooga, Kingsport, Tullahoma, throughout all the way up to Johnson City. So we do cover a big area, and just let us know if we can be any help to local contractors that come through these areas. We'll definitely send you some people.
All right, David. I appreciate all those good words, and we'll get this on the air, and I want to thank you again.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Hey folks, I'm here at Reynolds Racing and Marine, 620 Ray Street here in Kingston. Got Mr. Glenn Reynolds here with us. Glenn, tell us about this beautiful Bullet boat sitting here.
Okay, this is the latest deal. It's called SST. It's 21 foot long. Has a lot of key features inside. It's got three coolers, so you keep your beverages plenty cool. Got a little wider front end up front. And it's got the recessed foot pedal for the new spot lock trolling motors that I'm going to try to sell Steve one.
Yes, sir.
And it's a pretty silver and red.
Boy, it's beautiful. It really is.
Got the new 250R.
250R on that thing, folks. Man, this thing looks sharp.
It's just one boat. Of course, we got it in the background here.
Yeah.
We've got several side-by-sides.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And then
there's the big 5-seater. That's a 5-seater. Man, dadgone it, Glenn.
We've got a lot of side-by-sides.
Yes, sir.
And then we've got, of course, this is
Allison.
This is the Allison Color Pro Series.
Yeah.
It's called a Pro Elite.
Pro Elite, okay.
And it's got, I guess here is some of the pictures.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. Got a TV screen in the front.
Yeah. And then it raises it up. It's called an E-pad.
Right.
And Allison has a patent on this, I think. And you can raise it up where you can, if you're a tall guy, you can still see
it. Yeah, yeah.
That's sort of unique. And then, of course, we've got the Allisons and the Bullets on this side.
Right. Oh, man. We've got the twin yellows here, don't we?
Got the twin yellows. One's yellow and white, one's yellow and black. This one will be in Mercury's brochure. I went down and made some pictures at Joe River Lake, and it should be coming up pretty soon in the brochure.
Right, right.
And of course, it has the E-pad, it has the spot lock. I call it Ultrex.
Right.
This is called a 21 RDC. It's a raised deck,
Right.
real console, and it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and
It's one of my favorites.
it's a beautiful boat.
Good.
Yes, sir.
And it's got the new 300R on it.
300R, man.
And, but we can mix and match any engine combination just about you want.
Yeah.
Some people wants 300, some wants 200, some wants 250s.
Yeah.
And but we're normally selling 250 and $300. You say.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff, Glenn. Glenn, you want to mention something about the pontoon boat sitting over there?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. All right, we're back.
Well, you know, I've been hearing on the news that about this chip shortage stuff that General Motors and several others, Ford, and everybody's having problems getting computer chips or whatever to build their automobiles and everything. And it wouldn't surprise me a bit that Mercury's behind on their stuff too.
Oh,
and maybe even Yamaha or any of the others trying to get a hold of these chips and stuff, because everybody's been laid off or staying at home on account of this COVID. So, you know, it's hard for them to come up with the chips to produce this stuff. And with these new motors, you know, it's more electronics than anything.
Yep.
What it used to be. And, so, fellas, you know, if you're interested in a motor, you probably ought to be checking around and see if you can find you one. I'd say there's going to be a slim chance of finding them here for too long.
Well, Glenn mentioned to me last week that he was already having trouble. You know, and he usually keeps a bunch of engines down there, but I think he's got a couple of the used 250 Pro Maxes like we're running. But as far as the four strokes, he jumped on them pretty early and got a few of them, but it's like you said, they're having trouble having parts to fix them all. You know, or to build them. You know, it's like with anything right now: groceries and gasoline and boat parts and engines and the whole 9 yards. So you kind of got to look around.
Yeah. And it's surprising me you start seeing it in the depth finders.
Oh yeah.
Well, trolling motors and everything else. It's going to all this electronic stuff, but there's computers and chips and all this stuff in it.
Well, I think the Ghost trolling motor, there was a couple of vendors around here had them, but they don't have any anymore right now. They're trying to get more, and the Minn Kotas, I think, is about the same way. You know, so it's just all about, having the materials to build them out of.
That's right.
And then the people there at the factories and to build them. You know, it's talking on the news there about a lot of people not working.
Well, you got the vaccines out there. Maybe they'll get their shots so they can go back to work.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's either get the shot or wear a mask from now on.
Yeah. Probably so, Mike. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that deal. For sure. Let's see, what was it else I was going to mention there? We've heard from, had some fishing reports from Watts Bar. Bass fishing, like I told you about the tournament they had there over the weekend. Had pretty good turnout, had a lot of fish caught, and then But I hadn't heard anything. Last I heard on Douglas, boy that I worked with over there, he'd been on Douglas a trip or two, and he said the crappie up there were biting good.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that's always been a good crappie lake.
It sure has.
And I'm sure the bass is probably decent fishing. Haven't heard anything, and but all I did hear about the crappie because him and his sons went up there and they caught, you know, quite a few crappie. And then Sam Richardson was up there a couple of weeks ago. Him and his son Travis, and they caught a bunch of crappie.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, that's just kind of normal for Douglas, really.
I hadn't heard anybody say anything about Cherokee or Loudon Tellico, or Chickamauga, or anything, you know.
No, I haven't either, and I should have called Rick Whitson and see if he'd been back to Chickamauga. But other than that, I hadn't heard a whole lot that's going on down there, and so, you know, we're way behind on fishing reports, that's for sure.
Yes, sir.
No doubt about it. You know, the only good thing I got from Bill was that them guys was, according to Gary down there at the boat dock, that they was catching, and Gary goes out there and fishes too, that they was catching a lot of largemouth there right now, and they were biting pretty good. A lot of them on a crankbait.
Yeah.
So that's kind of expected down there, really, this time of year. Good, a lot of fish in Dale Hollow, but I don't think we'll ever see another 15-pounder, or what was the record?
12 something.
12 something. Yeah, I don't don't know that we ever will. Might. I'd like to think I'd catch him, you know. But it's, you know, just, I don't know. Chances, you know, years ago, TWRA said they chalked up a world's record over on Center Hill, you know. But possible. But I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
I know one of the boys that used to be in the Atomic Bass Club there back in the late 70s there was talking about shocking up a smallmouth over on Port Loudon that weighed over 9 pounds. Yeah,
that right there doesn't surprise me.
That don't me either.
You know, really don't. There's some good smallmouth in Fort Loudon. Sure are. And a lot of them's way up in the river.
Yes, sir.
Up there.
Yeah. And we know there's been some pretty good ones come off watch bar down there too.
Yeah. There's some 8-pounders caught here the last year and the year before. Sure was. So they're there. You just got to get them, you know, get out where they're at. That's the main thing. And I think those fish are more oriented to the temperature and all that kind of stuff naturally, but they all come in like in the March, you know, last of April or last of February and end of March, and then where they go.
I don't know, but I mean, what puzzles me is you see a smallmouth comes off a watch bar or Loudon or something, and man, he's fat and healthy as could be.
Yeah.
And you catch one off the north, and he may be 22 inches long, but
yeah, lucky to weigh 3.5 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get it either, Mike.
It just, I don't know what's going on up there. Them fish just keep getting skinnier all the time.
Yeah. That's a fact, no doubt about it. Well, Mike, when these Circadies, when they going to get started?
They talk like it should be it by the end of this month.
Buddy, I remember a couple of times that we would be on Douglas, and them things that I tell you what, drive you dad blame crazy.
Know what I reckon?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they just noisy.
Awfulest skrill you ever heard.
Yeah, they sure would.
No.
And I guess, I mean, there's nothing we can do about it, by no means. And I haven't heard any as of yet.
No.
They're around the house anyway that I've paid any attention to, but we're looking to, I guess they'll be coming out here sometime this month or as it warms up, when it gets warm.
Yeah.
And
I remember I was up there with Douglas at night fishing with her Uncle James there when they was out. And man, I tell you what, we stuffed daggone cotton stuff in her ears because you couldn't stand to hear the squealing going on up there. Couldn't hardly talk to each other.
yeah.
It's so loud. I said, my goodness.
I know what you're talking about, for sure.
They come out when I was up there working with a couple of guys out of Union Hall. We was doing that job rip-rapping the banks there at the Weir Dam up there north. And that old boy come wading up through there with 3 great old big trout hanging on his side. And their tail was dragging the ground. And he come up there, and that boss man we had there that was running the job, he was from down Alabama, and he was wanting to get into that trout fishing real bad. And he'd been down to the sports store and buying all this stuff and been fishing every evening and everything. And that boy come up there and he said, "What'd you catch him on? What'd you catch him on?" And he opened up that coffee cup there and had some duct tape on the lid there where he could pull it open there, and showed him he was full of them circadies. Yeah.
Yeah. I hear you. That's, Chuck, that's something natural, and they're going to get it if it hits the water. I promise you.
Yeah, just like the willow flies when they come out.
Yeah. No doubt about it. They're going to get after it.
Your bluegill come in there eating and the willow flies, and then the bass come in there eating the bluegill.
Yeah. That's the deal.
I remember Pappy-in-law talking about him and his buddy going down there at Watch Bar when the willow flies was out, and they took a bag and filled it full of rocks. Went down the bank and throw them rocks into them bushes, and them willow flies that hit the dang water, them brim go to going crazy in there. So then they'd throw that top water plug in there, chuck it a time or two, and said they was catching the heck out of them smallmouth down there below Candy Creek. With them dang top water plugs.
Yeah. Yeah. I got the willow flies was up, and the bluegill was after the willow flies, and then the dang smallmouth probably eating the brim.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's a fact. Let's see. I had something I was going to tell you all there just a second ago. Well, back in the winter, I went to Norris that day on a Saturday. He was off working, and kept hearing that fish break water out there behind me. And I finally turned around, and that smallmouth had a big old brim half swallowed, and he couldn't get it swallowed. And I got both of them up in the boat. I even filmed it. Got the brim out of his mouth, and Benny's laid his fin back so I could get him out of there. And I laid them both there on the deck and filmed it, and then threw them in the water, and they both took off. And he had more than he could swallow.
That's right.
Yeah, smallmouth did. So anyway, hey, listen, do be safe out there this weekend, and it goes for every weekend. It's getting to be more boats on the water. It's warming up. Jet skiers are out.
Yeah.
On the jet skis, and the pleasure boaters, pontoons, and so on and so forth, and the fishermen too. So do be careful, and we don't have a turn signal on the boat.
No, we sure don't.
So just be aware of where you're at and what other people's doing, and so we don't have any boating accidents and that kind of thing. Have your life jackets where you can get them on if you need to, or get a hold of them anyway if you get thrown out of the boat. They show a video on this Major League Fishing. If you get up and get a chance to watch it, these guys sitting in the boat, and then all of a sudden they're gone, both of them. Mm-hmm. The passenger hits the driver and knocks him overboard, and he goes overboard.
I think that's where he tried to cross them waves, and it hooked to kill that boat and jerked it around on them, and
yeah,
they both went out.
Shot them both right out over the side of the boat. So just be careful. Keep your life jacket on, and you know, if you're looking at that, both of those guys have their life jackets on, which probably saved them both. But do be aware of what's going on around you with the jet skis and the other boaters and that kind of thing.
If you ain't got a kill switch on there, you need one, especially if you ain't got a hot put.
Yeah. Because
you know, if you got a hand throttle and it goes down, you ain't got time to jerk it back up. So you definitely need a kill switch on there, and that kill switch don't cost much at all.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, it's not a real expensive item, but it's a good item to have.
Guarantee you.
Sure is.
Guarantee you.
All righty. We're going to say again, wish all you mothers a very happy Mother's Day here Sunday. And
yeah, if you're lucky enough to still have your mother, you better call her up and talk to her, and tell her how much you appreciate her.
Yeah, good thoughts. We're going to sign off, and Dylan will finish the show out with some sponsor breaks. Hopefully we can have some film and at least some pictures of some fish and that kind of thing next week. Do remember our sponsors. God bless you all, and we'll see you next week.
Country Fresh Foods. You may not know the name, but you definitely know the taste. Our homemade fudge is shipped all over the country. Its quality is unmatched, and it's made right here in Oliver Springs. But you don't have to travel all over to enjoy it. You can get it right here at our retail store, Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts. The highest quality fudge in a countless variety of flavors. And we also carry a variety of candy and unique gifts for you to enjoy. Come enjoy the taste you have loved for years at Pamela Ann's Fudge, Candy, and Gifts in Oliver Springs, a division of Country Fresh Foods.
Hey folks, here at Edgemore Outdoors, we're going to run inside and shoot some film. Don't forget Edgemore Outdoors over here on Edgemore Road. Hey folks, we're in here at Edgemore Outdoors. Man, the place has been packed with people. The reason being because this is the best sporting goods store this side of the Mississippi River. So if you want to get in here and get you something, you better come by. See Jim and Vance and Jeannie here at the Edgemore Outdoors. They've got everything you might need to fish with, whether it be from a boat or from the bank or whatever. Rods, reels, the walls are lined with baits, tackle. I mean, just great store. Jim's been a sponsor of the show for a long time, and we really appreciate him and his family. And but do get by here and visit with them at Edgemore Outdoors. Live bait, just everything in the world. We'll just take a little quick stroll down through here. Jim said he was tired of seeing Vance on the TV every Thursday night, so he wanted me to get somebody besides him. I'll take that back. He didn't say that, but I thought about it. All right, Vance, what kind of special you got for us today?
Got all kinds of specials in here today.
Got all kinds of specials today. Anything in particular? Got a good sale on reels, rods?
We got some, we've been selling a bunch of these Corrados and Shimano SLX reels with the digital chips in them here lately.
Mm-hmm.
We got them in right and left. And
Okay.
We got a few of them right now, but it's a good reel. One of them's $189.99 and the other one's $249.99.
That's guaranteed not to backlash, is that right?
Well, you need to set the reel correctly, but when you set the reel right, it is really hard to backlash them. It works really well. We tested them when they come out to make sure that everything worked good. We got them.
Okay.
And they've been going good for us here.
Good deal, Vance. And that price on that's what?
There's one of them is $189.99 and the other one's $249.99.
All right. All right, Vance, we appreciate it. Folks, do get by here and visit Edgemoor Outdoors. Can't go wrong. I think you'll be well satisfied once you come in the door. Hey folks, I'm here at Reynolds Racing and Marine, 620 Ray Street here in Kingston. Got Mr. Glenn Reynolds here with us. Glenn, tell us about this beautiful Bullet boat sitting here.
Okay, this is the latest deal. It's called SST. It's 21 foot long. Has a lot of key features inside. It's actually got three. It's got three coolers, so you keep your beverages plenty cool. Got a little wider front end up front. And it's got the recessed foot pedal for the new Spotlight crawler motors that I'm going to try to sell Steve one.
Yes, sir.
And it's a pretty silver and red.
Boy, it's beautiful. It really is.
Got the new 250R.
250R on that thing, folks. Man, this thing looks sharp.
That's just one boat. Of course, we got it in the background here.
Yeah.
We've got several side-by-sides.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And then...
there's the big 5-seater. That's a 5-seater. Man. Dadgone it, Glenn.
We've got a lot of side-by-sides.
Yes, sir.
And then we've got, of course, this is
Allison?
This is Allison color a Pro Series.
Yeah.
It's called a Pro Elite.
Pro Elite, okay.
And it's got, I guess here is some of the, you can get this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. Got a TV screen in the front.
Yeah. And it raises it up. It's called an E-pad.
Right.
And Allison has a patent on this, I think. And you can raise it up where you can, if you're a tall guy, you can still see
it. Yeah, yeah.
That's sort of unique. And then, of course, we've got the Allisons and the Bullets on this side.
Right. Oh, man. We've got the twin yellows here, don't we?
Got the twin yellows. One's yellow and white, one's yellow and black. This one will be in Mercury's brochure. I went down and made some pictures at Joe River Lake, and it should be coming up pretty soon in the brochure.
Right. Hey folks, here at Tim's Tires, there's the times that they're open. The day, that's 5 days a week. They're open from 8 to 12:30 on Saturdays. All right, folks, we're inside here in the warehouse. Just wanted to give you a quick look at all the tires and stuff they got. And here we are. There's some four-wheeler tires, lawnmower tires, just a mixture of about any kind of tire you want. So keep that in mind. Then here we get into the light truck, automobiles, that kind of thing. So just walk through here and give you a quick look at what they've got in stock here. I mean, it's it's just, I don't know, man. They must be a couple of thousand tires in here right now, if not more. Sizes, shapes. You truckers, you know the word. This is a place to get your tires for your trucks. And these over here, getting a little bigger sizes. Light trucks, heavier automobiles, this kind of thing. And as you can just see back through there, it's just
heck, I don't know. This building's probably about 300 feet. One end.
Let's go fishing. You know it's really great. Let's go fishing. In the rivers and on the lakes. Let's go fishing. It's easy when you try. Floating on the water with good old Steve in mind. Floating on the water